record this. I've been driving the Lambo this whole time. Straight down the block with a cop just trailing me. But guess what I did? I passed his ass up. He's been sitting behind me the whole time. And he didn't pull me over. Traveling in private mode with the plates on. Didn't even pull me over. Just let me do my thing. Actually, let me gain some distance from him. Must be the Lambo. It's a little intimidating, I guess.
No worries, sir. You'll get pulled over in the near future, and things are not going to go the way you think they're going to go. All of this "I'm not driving, I'm traveling" nonsense, it's a bunch of sovereign citizen crock.
1 week later.
California plate, or you have a registration for the vehicle?
I'm sorry, so why did you stop me in the clearly privately marked automobile that says
Because
I'm driving
you don't have a California license plate on there.
I don't need to have a private.
You do need to have one. Do you have a license on?
No, you can call your sergeant if you're unaware of how private and public law works, sir.
Okay.
I already have an existing lawsuit with the CHP,
Okay.
of which Bianco and I believe Gruel is his name.
Okay.
Is your body cam on?
It is.
Awesome. So I'm not IDing. I'm not required to ID.
Okay, well then you're going to come out of the car.
No, I'm not coming out the car willfully.
Okay, well then I'm going to drag you out of the car.
Under what grounds? What crime?
The fact that you won't give me your ID.
What crime has been committed, sir?
You're refusing to come out of the car, but what are you sentence here?
I'm asking you what crime has been committed, sir.
I just asked you for your license.
I'm not required to have a
You
license to travel, sir.
Okay.
You're right. You're not required to have a license to travel. But unfortunately for you, you are traveling by way of operating a motor vehicle. That is literally how you are traveling, sir. So in order to travel by way of operating a motor vehicle, you have to have a driver's license to do that. Now, if you want to travel by foot, sure, you don't need a license to travel that way. But since you are in the driver's seat operating that motor vehicle, you absolutely need a license to do that. Now cough it up, sir.
Sir, please, I'm not.
You want to get out? Don't
sir,
roll the window up on me.
Don't come in my private automobile,
Get out of the
sir.
car if you're not going to give me your ID.
I'm not willfully coming out, but I will comply commercially
Okay, well then give me your
under
license.
threat, duress, and coercion.
Give me your license.
I don't have a license.
You don't have a license.
I'm not required to have a license.
You are
sir.
required.
Can you please call your sergeant on duty or your watch commander or the
Sure.
lieutenant, whoever you'd like to call? Under California Vehicle Code Section 260, it says that only commercial vehicles are required to be registered.
Incorrect.
That is very correct, sir. I'm actually an attorney.
Are you gonna give me your ID?
I'm actually an attorney, sir.
Okay, that's fine.
So I'm positive that that's correct.
Okay.
California Code
Section.
Section.
Give me your ID.
Officer, Deputy
Eastwood. Are you going to give me your ID?
What is your badge number, sir?
4111.
And so you're stating that if I don't ID, what exactly are you going to do for me? Or to
sorry?
me? What are you going to do to me if I don't ID?
You're going to come out of the car
Why would I come out the car?
because you're refusing to identify yourself.
No, sir, I'm asking you a direct question. If I don't ID, you're threatening to drag me out of my private...
I will pull you out of the car if you don't willfully come out of the car.
So you're threatening to
I'm
drag
not threatening. I'm just telling you what's going to happen.
I'm not under your jurisdiction, sir.
You are. I'm asking you to step out of the car if you're not going to provide me with an ID.
Sir,
So if you want to provide me an ID, then you can stay in the car. I'm good with it.
What is the crime,
if you're
sir?
not,
what is the crime?
we've already gone over this.
There's no crime, correct?
There is.
What is the crime?
You don't have a California
That is not a
license plate.
crime, sir. That is a federal statute. That is a statute. That is an infraction. There is no crime. Sir,
Give me your passport.
Sir, did you take an oath to uphold the Constitution?
Can I have your passport, please?
Sir, did you take an oath to uphold
I'm
the
not answering your
Constitution?
questions right now. This isn't, you're not detaining me, I'm detaining you.
So I'm
Give me your
arrested.
passport.
Am I arrested?
Give me your passport.
Am I arrested?
No, you're detained for the 5th time.
That means I'm arrested.
No, it doesn't.
If I can't,
it means give me your passport. That's what it means.
You don't know the law, sir.
Okay, whatever.
There you
fine.
go. You don't know the law, sir. I'm telling you.
Oh, you got a misdemeanor warrant. All right, put your car in park.
There's no misdemeanor warrant, sir.
There is. Put your car in park.
It's in park.
Okay, step out of the car.
Sir, there's no misdemeanor warrant. What is the warrant? There is no misdemeanor warrant, sir.
All right. I'm gonna take your seatbelt off and you're gonna step out, okay?
Okay.
You have a warrant for your arrest. Come on out.
I'm not resisting.
Okay, good. Then don't resist. I'm helping you.
It's not in park. I'm putting it in park.
Okay, perfect.
I'm not resisting.
No, thank
sir.
you for not resisting. I
I'm
appreciate
not
that. Put your hands behind your back, please. I'm gonna take your phone and we'll put it right here on the thing so you can record all this if you want.
Just as I predicted, things didn't go quite the way you thought they would go, kind sir.
You're operating on the roadway. You follow the same rules that everyone else follows.
No.
You need to do the same to be on the roadway. You are not unique, sir.
That's incorrect, sir. So you will be
In order
sued
to
for
get,
this.
sir,
You will be sued for this.
Okay.
And you will be sued too, since you're here conspiring. And you definitely will be sued.
That's fine.
Okay? So I'm gonna get my car back, my automobile. I'm gonna file a replevant action. And I'm gonna seek a temporary and permanent restraining order against all you gentlemen. Perfect. And I'm gonna make sure we get this handled in court correctly, since you guys don't seem to want to uphold the Constitution, and instead you guys are making up our corporate policies as you go. The streets are paid for by the people. We the people, you know, for the people, by the people.
You're not going to educate us in law,
Sir,
so just stop.
I'm not trying to educate you. I'm just making a record so that when we
Yes,
move,
it's
so
paid
that
by
we
people
move.
who are paying their registration, sir, that you refuse to do.
That's
That you
not how-
refuse
Anything
to
else I can
do.
help you with?
That's it. Thank
Cool.
you.
You're free to leave.
Thank you for your tyrannical question. Your tyrannical answers. I
Bye now.
appreciate it. All right. See you in court soon. Tyrants, boy.
What's up, folks? So here's an update. Got arrested for a bogus ass warrant. I was released 2 to 3 hours later. The entire time I kept saying I'm only here under threat, duress, and coercion. I wouldn't even take steps or do anything without it being clearly established for any cameras or body cams or personnel that I was only proceeding under threat, duress, and coercion. I was not consenting to that. Throughout the entire process, that's all I was saying. When I got there, they tried to force me to sign some tickets. I signed reserving my rights on one, of which some guy named Robert Gell decided to literally cross out UCC 1308 on my signature, thus committing fraud. He literally altered my signature and then bum rushed me around the table upon release when I didn't want to simply sign the ticket how he wanted me to sign it. I said, no matter what you do or no matter what you say, I'm going to sign this ticket under threat, duress, and coercion. And he did everything in his power to try and prevent it. But one thing I did is I signed UCC 1308 prior to my name and put under duress. So that's a whole nother topic. Long story short, car was impounded. Got it back same day. No, I did not register the car to get it back. Shit still is not registered.
Yeah, because more than likely you just got it towed by a private tow company out of the impound lot. So don't think any of your tricks actually worked. You're still going to get pulled over again if you didn't actually register your vehicle. You damn fool.
Still pushing private plates. I'm going to have the right to ignore their nonsensical laws with impunity. That shit does not apply to me. I'm not within their jurisdiction, nor have I agreed to contract with these bozos. And that's going to stay the same. It's not going to change. So I got my car back same day. Now these guys are looking at $1 trillion lawsuit. I've commenced an administrative process, sent them an affidavit of which they need to rebut. If they don't rebut that commercial affidavit, everything in the affidavit is deemed to be true and accepted and admitted. That also includes them straight up agreeing that they owe me $1 trillion for the itemized damages and violations of the countless laws that they violated. That's not me agreeing to that. That's them considering and agreeing to that per contract law. And that's how it works. Just like the bozos didn't know simple California Code Section 260 says only commercial vehicles are required to be registered. Well, they're going to learn contract law today, or they're going to lose everything. And that's how it's going to go. So they have 3 days. If they don't respond, we'll send a notice of default, then a notice of default and opportunity to cure, then an affidavit certificate of non-response and lien authorization, and then we file a federal lawsuit with all said affidavits as evidence. Collateral estoppel, stare decisis, which means you can't talk about it. They're barred from even arguing this again. And then we simply go for a summary judgment as a matter of law for the $1 trillion.
Well, it seems like he has things all figured out. We're about to have the first trillionaire out of California.
And that's it. $1 trillion judgment. Locked in, donezo, can't talk about it anymore. You agreed to it. You had your chance to talk about it. Now here we are. Or they settle out of court. We'll see which one they do. But here, I want to make this very, very, very clear. It is not about the money in any way, shape, or form. It is not about the money. I'm doing very well. I wasn't driving a Honda Civic. I was driving a Lamborghini. This paid off. I live in $1 million house. I haven't worked a job in over a decade. I have businesses that I own, people that are applying to work there, and I don't even have time to interview people to be employees. I have orders that I have to ship for other businesses that haven't been shipped, and I have product just sitting in garages because I'm so busy and I have so much stuff going on. We have more than enough money, and everything is being discharged. Everything. I discharge all my bills. So it's not about the money at all. I even talked to my wife, Donna Bell. It's not about the money to her either. It's about change. I'm tired of this shit. I'm tired of these shady ass cops. I'm tired of these shady ass cops doing whatever they want, disregarding the law, not caring that they don't know the law, and doing whatever they want. You're going to drag me out of my vehicle because I don't want to give you an ID when I'm not even supposed to be pulled over right now. You're committing a felony just by turning on your lights with no actual emergency and pulling over someone driving in a privately marked automobile. So I'm about change. And to fully highlight how much change I am, that $1 trillion that I'm going after, I'm going to donate the entire amount to nothing but charity causes. Every single dollar that I win from this case, I'm donating to charity. If you have a charity, you have a business idea, you just want some money, let me know. And once I finalize this lawsuit, if it's worthy enough, we'll sit down and you're good to go. That's how dedicated I am to change. I don't care about the money. It's not about the $1 trillion. It's about these garbage cops getting taken off the street. Because I even have people commenting on the video saying, oh, that guy gave me a ticket before and he was rude. Yeah, you shouldn't be pulling your gun out on somebody just because you feel like it, because you're nervous, because they're saying shit you don't like. These cops need to go. So it's not about the money. It's all going to charity. And hey, I'll even settle prior to. And the settlement will be something like, instead of $1 trillion, you can fire these cops. Fire all the cops that were involved in this. And you can donate like $1 million, $10 million to a charity or something like that. And I'll be satisfied with that. I don't care about the money. I care about the points that need to be proven here and the people that need to actually do the right thing. So remember that. It is not about the money. I'm not looking for attention. I've already won. I don't work a job. I don't need money. It's about the change. I have children, and my kids are not going to inherit some garbage ass world where they can't even drive around the corner to go to the post office or the grocery store without being stalked through the neighborhood by some shady ass fucking stormtrooper looking Riverside Sheriff PD that are trigger happy. All right, y'all. So you guys keep asking me if I got the Lambo back. gonna put this shit to rest, because I see people have cognitive dissonance and they're borderline stupid. One of those, I gotta see it to believe it, because they can't use all their brain cells. So, hold on, what's today's date? About to hit the gym. Today's date is January 6th. It's early in the morning, about to get the workout in. Are we done? Hey, Porsche, shit, I don't even know when the last time we drove that one. But yeah, are we done, y'all? Come on, man. If you think that these cops know what they're talking about, or if you think these cops did the right thing, you're just a moron. It's real simple. They dragged me out the car, falsely arrested me, imprisoned me with a bogus ass warrant. Now, via administrative process, they have to respond to my affidavit. They'll have to rebut it point for point. And if they don't rebut it, every single fact, allegation, claim in there is deemed to be true, admitted, and the truth. And in the affidavit, it includes that they committed fraud, treason, extortion, they coerced me. They unlawfully imprisoned me. They seized my vehicle. They violated my rights. The list goes on. So they don't respond to the affidavit point by point. It's all true. And if it's true that they committed felonies, violated my rights, and have actually agreed to paying me and owing me $1 trillion, and they've agreed by not responding to this binding contract and affidavit that they owe me this money, and that they've committed all of these felony crimes that equate to like 10, 20, 30, 40 years in jail, then that means that's what they owe me, and that's what they're guilty of. Contract law, people. Contract is law. Why are you losing your rights? Because you've contracted with the government by way of a driver's license or a passport. You've given up your right to drive, your right to travel for a privilege of driving. Driving, traveling, two different words. Real straightforward. Privilege, right. Two completely different words. But at any rate, yes, I have the Lambo. Come on, this must be like a 10-year-old asking me this dumbass question. Did you get your Lambo back? Like I didn't put this in a video already. Yes, still in my big ass house. Still got my Lambo, but you know, haters will hate and dumbasses will believe whatever they want to believe. But stay tuned, I promise you, I'm taking this shit all the way. All right, so here's an update. Update on the 1 trillion right to travel lawsuit. Real quick update. TikTok took my other video sound off because I was getting in the mics behind a little bit too much. Since we got some bozo named Law Talks with Mike that wants to act like a treasonous traitor, either that or he's the worst attorney I've ever heard of in my life, because he's trying to pretend that he doesn't understand that everything is commercial, that there's public and private law, that literally Clearfield doctrine clearly establishes that everything is commercial, and ens legis, you name it. Literal law stipulates that this is all commercial in the public. There's public law and there's private law. So to clearly articulate how exactly we're going to get this to go for the people that are giving me unsolicited advice as if I asked for it, or as if you guys are even doing this or know how to do it, I appreciate the input, but y'all need to chill out a little bit. There's levels to this. There's a hierarchy for a reason. If you ain't out here doing it, give me your little input, but don't come over here trying to teach me as you are a full-time truck driver. That's just ridiculous. Please, come on. At any rate, to address the straight points, everything is commercial. A citation is a contract, period. If you conditionally accept that contract and you set new terms in that conditional acceptance per UCC 2-202, which clearly lines up with the parole evidence and intrinsic rule as well, then what is this guy talking about? UCC 1-103 clearly says that everything functions around contract law, fraud, estoppel, contract law, commerce. So this guy Mike is either, like I said, the worst possible attorney, or this guy has no idea what he's talking about.
Or maybe he knows exactly what he's talking about because he's an actual lawyer, and you have no clue what you're talking about because you study law on YouTube.
But I'm gonna guess that he's a POS and he's literally lying to people and doesn't care about people. He doesn't care to tell the truth because he's an attorney, and so he built his career off of this. He doesn't want it to tear down, or his ego's so big that he can't just admit that he's wrong. One way or another, that guy has no idea what he's talking about. Everything is commercial contract law in the public, people. Clearfield doctrine. I mean, if you conditionally accept a citation, which is a contract, a commercial contract, then you literally have changed those terms, if you change them, and you've presented a binding counter offer. They can't just ignore that. If they do, then they do what's called silent acquiescence. Silent acquiescence, tacit agreement, tacit procuration. Res judicata, stare decisis, collateral estoppel. They're barred from talking about it again. The amount doesn't matter. If I put in a contract that you owe me $1 million, 100 million, 1 trillion, because you've committed all said acts, and you literally say nothing, and all you do is agree to it, and you remain silent, and you silently acquiesce into it, and you tacitly agree, thus tacit procuration, that means you have agreed to the contract. What was the contract initially? It was the citation. That citation was conditionally accepted and presented back to you by way of registered mail, mailbox, postal roll. That means you accepted that contract when I put it in the mail. That's it.
This dude has absolutely no idea what he's talking about. I'm pretty sure this dude thinks he's always the smartest person in the room.
Conditional acceptance, which is binding, in the mail, you accepted it once I put it in the mail, and it's all literally backed by UCC 1103, 2-202, 2-204, 2-206, offer and acceptance. It's all literally right there. So, Lawag Mike, he's a traitor, or he has no idea what he's talking about. I'll debate that guy any day. Tell him to send me some documents so I can sue him for slander and defamation, since he wants to mislabel me as a sovereign citizen in his little videos. Mike, you're a joke, my dude. But hey, as I said, all Mike followers and anybody that thinks that guy is actually saying something credible, go ask him. Is a commercial contract a citation? And is a citation a commercial contract? Ask him if the United States, I didn't say United States of America as in the 50 United States, but the United States, ask him if that's a federal corporation. Ask him if Clearfield doctrine clearly shows this. All right, y'all. I already told you. I'm gonna lead by example, and I'm not going anywhere. These guys are funny. This shit is funny to me, truly. It's hilarious. But, okay. All right, y'all. So here's an update to the $1 trillion right to travel lawsuit. So I've completed the admin process. I've sent all documents to all parties. Everyone's silent. Everyone is acquiescing. Everyone has tacitly agreed. And now, since they're remaining in dishonor and the judgment has already been agreed to, as stipulated in all the affidavits that they have failed to respond to, and they have a duty to respond to, we're going to go ahead and file a lawsuit. Summary judgment is due as a matter of law. Their counsel said he got the documents, but he said he doesn't even comprehend it. He said it's way above his level of comprehension based on what I'm saying. So I suggested he go consult a constitutional lawyer, or perhaps a contract and trust law lawyer, or maybe just go look up the damn law. This guy literally told me that he hasn't even fully read the documents, nor does he have interest in doing so. So, hey, ignorance of the law is no excuse. This guy is choosing to act ignorant. That's his problem, not mine. But 1 trillion lawsuit is coming. Seems like it's gonna have to be filed today. I'll let you guys peek at it. Here's the first 4 pages. All right, y'all, here's another one. So here's an update. Lawsuits filed, courts are playing games.
No shit.
Just a bunch of fraud, man. Just a bunch of fraud. So they never say anything that we're doing, any law that we're referencing, any moves we're making are unlawful, illegal, fraudulent, or anything of the nature, because they can't. Because it's all supported by fact and law. So what they do is they either play dumb, they call things unintelligible, which just means they're saying they can't comprehend it, or they remain silent and they try to railroad you through processes you shouldn't have to go through in the first place, like hearings or arbitration, or they'll put out straight up bogus orders knowing that there's a way that you can strike or vacate that order, but it's up to you to do so. More learning, more dragging things on. So 1 trillion right to travel lawsuit has been filed. Money order sent, registered mail, civil cover sheet, summons, verified complaint with exhibits to federal court, Riverside. I believe it's the Eastern Division, the same shady ass division that hasn't put my affidavit on the record yet for Kevin Walker versus Jay Promisco. Wonder why they haven't done that. Because that shit would fuck them up. It's damning. It puts it all out there. But it's okay. We'll do another writ of mandamus to the higher court to compel them to do so. And if they don't, we'll keep escalating and escalating and escalating. I digress. 1 trillion right to travel lawsuit has been filed. They haven't actually docketed the information, but they received all of it. We'll see how that goes. These are the very same people that aren't putting documents on the record already, so who knows how that's going to turn out. But yeah, bunch of fraud, peeps. So if you're not getting results, don't feel deterred. You just got to push harder, because it's all shady shit going on out here. I know I'm sharp at this, and it's not that I'm having difficulty, but I can see how difficult it would be for someone that doesn't know this as well as I do. At any rate, yeah. So look, here, I'll let y'all check out this verified complaint, and y'all tell me what you think. If you guys want to see the whole document, comment below. I don't know, document or let's go or something. Just comment, period.